Well, everyone aspires to live in that exalted state of peace and happiness. Well, I want to share with you 7 ways to peace and happiness from the human relation principles that we shared from the card number 6 in the Milk Leadership course. Principle 1 says, fill your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, hope, and prayer. Because whatever you process inside as a thought is going to come out as an action. Now, if your thoughts are serene, every action of yours is going to be serene. So, it's very important for you to note what is that you're processing inside as a thought. When you fill your mind with thoughts of peace, you're going to exhibit peace only. It's very rightly said, nobody can ever take away your peace unless you're willing to give it away. So fill your mind with thoughts of peace. Fill your mind with thoughts of courage. Be bold, be courageous. You will develop the strength from within. So fill your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health. Remember, every time when you think of health, you are going to first of all experience health. We did discuss that the moment you think of health, it's going to percolate to the body because it's got a psychosomatic effect. So fill your mind with thoughts of health. Hope. Be hopeful that everything will come to be in place and get in order. Never lose hope. A beggar with hope is much richer than a king without hope. Fill your mind with prayer. Pray for those people who are hurting you. Fill your mind with prayerfulness. Be grateful for everything that you're experiencing. And the moment you can fill your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, hope, and prayer, you're going to experience the first step towards peace and happiness. The second principle says, never try to get even with your enemies. People get even with their enemies or people who are trying to pull them down. There are people who might hate you. There are people who might humiliate you. There are people who might come in the way of your progress. Now you'll be tempted to get even with them. But if you're practicing the principle 1 of filling your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, hope, and prayer, you're up here and the people who are trying to cause damage are down here. Now, if you want to get even with them, you need to come down to the level. Now, is it worth it? Certainly not. So, never try to get even with your enemies. Well, ordinary people justify getting even with the enemies by 2 reasons. One is that they say, I want to take revenge, or they say, I want justice. Well, revenge is not a human emotion. Revenge is a subhuman emotion. And if you want to take revenge on somebody, you're not a human being, you're a subhuman being. So therefore, revenge is a subhuman emotion. Now people say, I want to have justice. Let me tell you, you will never get justice in this world. Because the place that you want to get justice, to a great extent, you don't get justice at all. So therefore, what do? There is a universal court of justice where there is a creation and there is a constitution within which we are all guided by. Every action that you sow is the reward that you're going to benefit. You're going to get. If you sow actions of hatred, you will get rewards accordingly. But if you sow actions of love, you're going to reap love. So therefore, that universal law says, what you sow, so you reap. So friends, revenge is not a human emotion. Justice does not belong to human being. So never ever try to get even with your enemies. The third principle says, expect ingratitude. It's not that people are ungrateful. It is just your expectations of gratitude which makes you miserable. For instance, if you do something good to somebody, never expect anything back in return. For instance, if you call me to your house and give me a well spread dinner, and then I call you to my house after some days and I give you a cup of coffee. Suppose if you give me a well spread dinner and expect a dinner back from me, then after some days I call you to my house and I give you a simple dinner. Now, what will you be thinking? I gave this man a good dinner, a well spread dinner, but look at what he's doing to me. Friends, here a dinner has made you miserable, but earlier a cup of coffee did not make you miserable. What is the key? The key is your expectation. So expect ingratitude. Just do your good work and just keep passing, just keep going. Never even wait to get a thank you or a thank you note. Expect ingratitude. The next principle says, count your blessings and not your troubles. Well, what else can we do? If at all we can count our blessings, it is numerous. But what negative minded people or people who are miserable do is that they magnify their troubles, being oblivious of the countless blessings that one possesses. For instance, if I'm to give you a small activity or an exercise, I tell you tonight, start writing down all the blessings that you have. I'm thankful for having the strength to write something on the paper. I'm thankful for the eyes I can see. I'm thankful for the oxygens that I'm breathing. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the stars outside. I'm thankful for the dinner I had. I'm thankful, and you can keep on going. The day will dawn, but the list will never end. That means we got numerous blessings to count from. So, therefore, count your blessings, name them one by one, and never your troubles, because there are numerous blessings. Look into those blessings and fill your mind with peace and happiness. Then the next principle says, do not imitate others. When we say do not imitate others, it means do not covet another person's status. For instance, if a friend of yours or a neighbor or somebody is doing exceptionally well, or probably has all the materialistic comfort more than you, many times more than you, if you're a person who's trying to covet that person's status, you will develop frustrating aspirations. Frustrating aspiration is negative. Frustrating aspiration is making you be filled with misery. That means you're frustrated and you're aspiring for something. Instead, develop constructive discontentment. Constructive discontentment is, I'm happy with what I have right now, but I know I've got enough steam and energy inside, working on which I'm going to get all the things I aspire and I desire. So, therefore, never ever develop frustrating aspiration. Instead, develop constructive discontentment. The next principle says, try to profit from your losses. Well, in life, either you gain or you learn. There is never a loss at all. It is said life is Anubhavadhara, meaning a stream of experiences. For us to live a life in this world, we need a lot of experiences, and many of them has come free of cost. Some of them we paid an extra price. For instance, just imagine you have a friend who's got a dairy farm and he says, you're a good person and I want to give you 1 liter of milk free for the next 364 days. And he says, only on one day you got to pay me 100 rupees for that liter. Now, 100 rupees for a liter of milk is very expensive, isn't it? But on the whole, are you benefiting? Yes, because you got so much free, but just one day you paid that bit extra. Count your blessings. Count your blessings and then try to profit from your losses. In this world, we have got nothing to lose at all. Either we are gaining something or we are learning something. So never consider a bad experience as a loss. Instead, try to profit from your losses. The next principle says, create happiness for others. That's the best thing that you can do. If you want to be happy, and if you're spending all the time of your life trying to make yourself happy, there's only one person who's making you happy, and that is you. But instead, if you have 10 people, and if you try to make 10 people happy, in turn, 5 people will try to make you happy. Now, the ratio is 1:5. Earlier, it was 1:1, and now it's 1:5. So, happiness is a magic bouncing ball. If you throw one, many comes back at you. So, create happiness for others. You must be a merchandiser of happiness, and for that, you must do a good turn a day. Every day, consciously, you must do one act. In Scouts, they say, do a good turn a day. Now, what does it mean? You got to earn your meal for the day. Night, when you come to have your dinner, after the end of the day, just go through your entire day and find out, have you done something good for an unknown person? If you're not done good, just leave the dinner plate, go out and see that you can help somebody unknown. You can give that person some money. You can give food to that person. You can help the person cross the road. You can offer your seat in a public transport. So do a good turn a day. Now do a good turn, create happiness for others, and never ever give your contact to them. They should never get an opportunity to reciprocate the goodness they received. Do it to an absolute stranger and never leave your identity. And if you are a person of this kind, you will be a merchandiser of happiness. You are happiness personified. Now, anybody who comes to your proximity will go back happy. Even if they talk to you, they are happy. Even the very thought of makes them feel happy because you're a merchandiser of happiness. So therefore, fill yourself with happiness by creating happiness for others. And then you'll find you are a person who is most wanted because you bring in positive energy and happiness energy around. Very rightly said, some people bring happiness wherever they go, and some people bring happiness whenever they go. Choose what is that you want to be. Sure, you're going to choose to create happiness and bring happiness wherever you go. Friends, so therefore, we aspire to live a life of peace and happiness. These seven principles are very, very simple principles. Just living by them, you're going to experience peace and happiness, and you're going to be a merchandiser of happiness. So, wishing you a peaceful and a happy life. This is your friend Daniel Jacob. Take care. Bye.